Hey y'all, welcome back to MovementLink. So today I want to talk about the first pull of the clean. You can also use all of these techniques for the first pull of the snatch, just with a slightly different grip, but they'll be very, very similar here. So to talk about the different pieces real fast, to put it into context, is my goal in the clean is to get into a position that I can apply the most amount of power so the bar can be going its fastest up at the top. That way, as it continues to go up, I can pull on it to pull myself down. So the pieces of the clean are going to be the first pull, which is getting me into my jumping position. The second pull, which is using my jumping pattern to drive and get power on the bar so it goes up. The third pull, which is pulling on the bar with my arms, not to pull it up, to pull me down to go receive it wherever it is in a squat position, then I stand up with it. So first pull, second pull, third pull is how we refer to these different pieces. So the first pull is a complete setup move. The priority is that I get into my most powerful position. So here at MovementLink, we like to talk about everything is a combination or variation of posture within a squat, push-up, and a jump, and everything is that. So this is my jumping position. It'll be slightly different for everybody, but about 45-degree angle, vertical shins. So this is the position where then, if I use my jumping pattern, I can apply maximal force. So the mistake a lot of new people make is they, like a deadlift, they want to get that bar moving as fast as possible off the floor. And this is not about that. We want to get it moving as fast as possible, but within the framework of setting up the second pull. So this is the position that matters. We need to be able to get here perfectly and consistently, regardless of the weight and regardless of how tired you are. So this is what we're trying to do. So the way we like to teach the first pull is it's real simple, and it's all about that second pull, and we want to do it this way so it's consistent, consistent, consistent. So as we set up to the bar, a deadlift, we're going to want that bar as close to our center of gravity as possible, but we'll talk about the first pull in the knees in a little bit, but we're going to need a little bit of room to work. So in this one, we're not going to stand way far away from it. We're going to get it where if I'm looking down, it's kind of covering the end of my shoelaces. That's about where I like it. So from here, all we're going to do is get into that jumping position. Okay, so 45-degree angle. Then all you have to do is keep that angle and just squat your way down till you got your hands on the bar. Okay, we're gonna have all sorts of setup things, so we'll do another video about the setup. But as far as the position you're trying to set up into is just the squatted version of your jumping position. Jumping position, squatted version. Okay, so that's where we're trying to go. And then from here, it's just the exact same thing. We need to squat our way up. We need to pull our knees out of the way to get those shins vertical as we pull the bar back in to the jumping position. So the first pull is just that motion from the floor to the jump. And a lot of people don't spend time practicing it. And this is why we see a lot of people who are beginners or 1.5 years in, they haven't spent the time learning this stuff. What we see all the time is that if they pick the bar up and go from the hang position, they can clean way more weight than they can clean off of the floor. And it's just because off of the floor, they're unable to get into this super powerful jumping position, and then it affects their overall ability to actually get power on the bar where it matters most. And it matters how fast the bar is moving right here. It matters less how fast it's moving right here. So we got to get to that jumping position. So after we go through our setup here, just about maintaining, I'll go slow, that back angle, even weight on the feet as I move the knees back and then pull the weight back. So notice if I relax my lats and my wrist, that bar floats out here, so I'm flexing and pulling that bar back in to get to that jumping position. So what it looks like a little faster, and there is, if we're going to get super, super technical, there is a hair of a weight shift from forward to backwards during this position, but that's not something we need to think about until years down the road. So right now, just focus on even weight through the feet. So all I'm going to do is set up, trying to mimic that same jumping angle here. Then I'm looking at just pushing my feet through the floor, moving my knees, creating the same angle as I'm pulling that bar back and in. And you might have heard that clip my knees. Kind of hard to talk and do this at the same time. Then, now it's ready for the second pull where I can jump and drive that bar up. So the thing to keep in mind, first pull is all about setting up the second pull. First pull is all position, and don't get too caught up in trying to get that bar, because if I was deadlifting, my shins are gonna be more vertical, but then I get stuck in a position here, unlike that, and I'm gonna be less effective in the second part. We gotta prioritize setting up the second part. So the first pull is a setup. Just think of it as a jump, squat, squat, and how do you keep and maintain that back angle, pull the knees out of the way. And what a lot of people will do is the butt goes up as they try and pull the knees, or they start coming up like this. But this is not how we jump. This is how we jump. So look at it as positions and figure out how can you move from position 1 to position 2 and practice that. Hope that helps. Talk to y'all soon.